This is Dan Farisi, Group Editor, Commercial and Security with Emerald. So happy to be joined today by my friend Bobby Swartz, who is CEO, Midwich US. Topic of conversation is, of course, InfoComm 2025. It's nearly upon us. All of us are getting excited, building out our calendars, building out our schedules, and Midwich US is going to have a major presence at the show at booth 4343. Of course, we wanted to bring Bobby on, just kind of whet our appetites, talk a little bit about what's going on with Midwich, and certainly there's a lot, and why people should check out 4343. Thank you, my friend, for joining me. Always good to catch up with you.
Dan, always a pleasure. Thank you for taking some time with me today. And yeah, I mean, a lot of what you'll get from the booth here coming in is a lot we've seen in past years, but we are a little bit bigger, even again, as we continue to expand. Um, but it is be about conversations, about that human connection. Our vendors and our vendor partners do an amazing job in investing in their booths. So we do not have any technology in our booth, but what you have is all the people, the relationships, who know all of the product and all of the vendor booths are happy to concierge guide you through those tours and bring you to exactly what you need for your business, or just have a business discussion in your booth. So that's what it is. Come grab coffee, sit down, take a load off, charge your phone. Those are the things we're there for.
Absolutely. And it's a good call out to bring up the people who work with Midwich US because you honestly have so many rock stars in your organization. I'm not sure there is a company that is more dense with 40 under 40 honorees and alumni. You just have such great people in the org. So that's exactly what people want to do. They want to go to 4343 and meet with your team, especially now with this rebrand that is still hot on people's minds, bringing together Starin, the farm, the tool farm as Midwich US. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and how successful it has been so far?
Absolutely. Some of the questions we've had, I mean, one of the first things comes up is like, well, what's changed? Are you still in charge? Is the management team changed? What's happened? So the reality is, it's a change in name, and it's one I've actually pushed for since 4 or 5 years ago, since the acquisition I took over. Is like, when does it make sense to recombine our identities? And with the acquisition of Tool Farm, the farm, that really made the most sense to finally, as the group rebranded itself, was to, okay, can we be the beta testers? You know, we're American, that's what we do. We'll be the first in. Let's be the beta testers on how we go with renaming a bunch of companies the same, because it really is our identity. And acquisitions with Tool Farm, acquisitions with the farm, it was really about bringing everyone together and finally saying, we're not a bunch of independent companies. Our goal has always been the same. It's been, for me, it's been care more, be better. Care more for our people, our customers, our partners, be a little bit better than our competition. And it's all about incremental improvement. Um, at the end of the day, that's the same thing that Tool Farm always did, the same thing that the farm did. So rebranding under Midwich really consolidated that. Is we're not perfect. We always have to get better, but we are committed to always being better than the day we were before. And as our industry changes, and AV is not a huge industry, it's big, but it's not huge in the global scheme of things, making sure that we're being able to adapt and have the right people with the right expertise and bringing that forward and combining all those resources is really what's important to me. And that's what's in, top to bottom was important in this company, is just making sure we've consolidated those. So people be like, well, are you a farm team? Well, the software is on the tool farm. It became confusing. So part of that rebrand was really just consolidating that message. No, we are one company and everyone's connected. And we are doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on the expertise of all these individual areas of our business and the huge small world of AV, to just say we have everything that we focus on together in one place. And it's not one company versus the other, it's one combined set of resources to help move AV forward through what's been a pretty interesting time this last 6 months at the very least. So
Absolutely. And it reflects the mindfulness that every conversation I have had with you and your team just radiates from Midwich US. It seems like you have a very mindful strategy about how you run the business, how you work with your partners, how you add value to the ecosystem. And of course, part of that is also mindfully making sure you have the right mix of brands brought into the fold. You're focusing on the right areas. Do you want to talk about some of the brands that maybe you recently have brought on or you're particularly excited about, or how you're refining your continuing focus to make sure you are doing more, being better in all ways?
absolutely, we've taken a good step. Staring. back in 2021, we really got focused in UC. We cut off a lot of verticals we were in to really focus, double down on corporate UC and education, two areas that have always been the lifeblood of what was Starin at the time and Starin exclusively. Next 3 years, as we made the acquisitions with Tool Farm and the Farm, and added two very certain things, which was one, the broadcast and media and entertainment divisions, which were a huge proportion. AV struggles with software. You know, we all have to sell software. There's licensing for everything, but moving into that and being able to find a way to do that easier, that was where Tool Farm came in because they were amazing at that, and how we can expand that into the rest of our divisions. Bringing on the farm, it was about expanding our West Coast presence, as we talked about probably about a year and a half ago when we did this. But what that has come to now in the next 18 months as we go into this InfoComm is really about the services. So everyone loves to say they do services in AV. To me, that actually means doing something, then messing up and changing it as needed. But the farm was known, they were a rep firm, but they were also more of their employees were in their services. They did custom programming for the reseller channel. They did custom on-site commissioning to make sure rooms were good and those things on the West Coast. Being able to expand that through the US, that is super important to us. And combining their technical team with our very, very good technical team here on design engineering, really it's now about how do we have more reach. So we have all of our plus services now, or one of the huge things we've launched, which is we have, you know, we, after all the supply chain issues, it came back. What number one need Avixa was pointing out was something around everyone was worried about skilled labor in the workforce again. So this has been our number one for about a decade because hey, there's no AV trade schools. Go figure. So bringing all those things together, we have the ability for programming, on-site project management, commissioning, all these services that we've rebranded under Plus as we've rebranded under Midwich US, is to say we can offer these as scalable labor for all of our customers, big or small, and really bring those things forward to make sure that people are just more efficient and at reasonable pricing. And we've seen that need, we've identified if that need changes, we'll shift again because we're agile enough to do that. As we come into brands, then it really starting to focus on. We had a huge amount of brands in media and entertainment last year with Edit Share. We've added Avid, we added Epiphan, we've added quite a few brands here, Canon, to build out that model. But we had another hole in our portfolio that our customers demanded and they needed. They kept saying, we need more DSP, we need more audio brands for you to round out that same corporate education structure that we're getting into. So with that, there's been some big announcements, and there's more, but a few of the big ones here just in the last 2 months here since we're here at InfoComm is we've got Added Bose Professional, which has continued to evolve as a business, as we all know in the industry. QSys, as they've been acquired and started to change their market share in the world. We've added QSys, which plays directly into what we have, 12 QSys programmers just on staff to be able to help with that. So we can really add these key audio brands as well um, throughout all of our corporate and educational spaces. And that's what's key is focusing on those verticals. We want to be the best at what we do, and that's what drives us is being the best. We can't do everything, so let's be the best at what we do, and then carefully build that out so we're still offering the same quality of service we're known for.
To be the best, it takes a certain measure of boldness. And I think that boldness is reflected in the decision making your team and you made a few years ago, where you said we're going to cut out certain areas that may not be our strongest point. We're really going to redouble our efforts on UCC. We're going to find the right mix. And it's very easy to say we're going to keep on doing the same old thing. It takes a certain boldness and a certain, just a willingness to push and say, I'm going to do the dangerous thing. I'm going to do the risky thing, but I'm going to make sure in doing so, we optimize this organization for maximum success. And clearly, the fruit has borne out over the last 2, 3, 4 years under your leadership as Midwich US has continued to refine its value offering and continue to add value to the chain. So well done to you and the team for having that boldness and being willing to focus on your strengths so you can do more and be better. Last question. Any call to action, any last message about the InfoComm booth? I know you said 4343 is not going to be festooned with technology and products. It's really more about the people. But anything else you want to add about why people should visit with you and with Chris and with Dan and with everybody else who's going to be at the show?
There's a lot going on, and we are a global organization. So in that booth, you're going to have people not just from Midwich US. You're going to have from Canada. You're going to have from the global group companies. You're going to have key decision makers and those who get things done. There's nothing brilliant in what I do or in my strategy. What it is I have really good people who know how to make things get done, and I'm connected with a lot of people who know how to get things done. So the reason come by 4343 is to really talk to those people. Because at the end of the day, when business is hard, which it's been a little chaotic this year, past years, we keep thinking we're like, when is it going to get easy? Well, maybe it won't for a while, but at the end of the day, all of our end users. If nobody's buying AV or doing projects, then none of us have jobs. So we're here. How do we help everyone in somewhat chaotic businesses? Talk to the expertise across. Come meet people. Come find out. Bring your problems. I love a problem. My team loves solving problems. Some people might want to truly sell you something. At the end of the day, we all have to sell something to make money. But I always challenge my team at the end of the day, and they all rally around it. Bring a problem forward. What's on your chest? What's a problem in the industry? What do you have a problem with right now? I guarantee you there are people in that booth who can work on that, who can talk to you, and who can help. And if they can't, they'll tell you, but will honestly try to solve that problem. And for our industry, I think that's the most important thing right now is actually, to me, that is at the end of the service. We can all say we sell services, but real services, if you have a problem, we try to solve it. That's the definition of serving. So I challenge any of our partners, our customers, come bring the problems forward because we're agile enough to change. We have the resources to make impactful change. And at the end of the day, that's the only thing that differentiates us from competitors. So please bring it forward, have a conversation, meet the people.
Willingness to roll up the shirt sleeves, dig into the problem, take ownership of it, try to find a solution. If I don't know the answer, someone in my network maybe does. It really is one of the reasons why you add so much value to the industry as Midwich US. And congratulations once again on that rebranding, bringing Starin, the farm, Tool Farm, all together under that recognizable Midwich US name. Looking forward to seeing you, my friend, in just a few weeks at this point.
Absolutely. We're under 30 days now, aren't we?
It is coming up quick. Thank you so much, Bobby Swartz, who is CEO Midwich US, for joining me today. You can see him at InfoComm booth 4343. Again, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dan. As always, a pleasure.
My name is Dan Farisi, Group Editor, Commercial and Security with Emerald. Please keep your eyes on commercialintegrator.com in the run up to the show, during the show, and after the show for more exciting thought leadership content, booth previews, technology news from our industry's leading suppliers and distributors, companies like Midwich US. We will see you in Orlando very, very soon. Thank you again for tuning in.